Subnautica 2 was set to sail.
Krafton stalled to dodge the sail.
Sabotage and corporate greed.
A lawsuit rises on stormy seas.
We spoke last week, actually, about Subnautica 2. There has been a lot of drama around this game. People know of this first game, Subnautica, and Subnautica Below Zero, which didn't do as well and wasn't as good of a game, in my opinion. There's been more coming out. So, long story short, to summarize, Subnautica 2 was supposed to come out in 2025. It was delayed to 2026. But also, Krafton, the people who bought Unknown Worlds, fired all the leadership, basically said that they weren't meeting goals, whatever. But what ended up happening was the leadership mentioned, no. Krafton did this and delayed the game because we were owed a $250 million payout if we hit certain goals before 2025. And Krafton wanted to delay the game so they didn't have to pay us. And then Krafton came back with, well, you guys were going to steal 90% of it and not give it to the team. Well, decided that, you know what? You guys can't get away with this, and most of the community's behind it. So guess what? The original 3 developers of Subnautica are suing Krafton. That was what we covered last week. Well, there's been more, because now the lawsuit is out, and it is 58 pages.
Quite the lengthy document.
Yes. So we're going to go through this piece by piece. We're not going to go through the entire 58-page document.
Obviously.
And honestly, I don't have the ability to do that. But I will say this, okay? We took the most important things out of it that I think are important. There were also leaked slides that were showing an internal, review. And Krafton came out and said, yes, these are real. Interestingly, it did, if you only looked at it surface level, it made it look like Krafton were the ones doing the right thing and the developers of Subnautica were the ones doing the wrong thing. However, if you read into it more, you notice that Krafton was making lots of different changes to the game, almost like they didn't know what they wanted from it as they were, quote unquote, cutting it down. But in this lawsuit, we find out a bit more. Now, keep in mind, this is a lawsuit coming from the former heads of Subnautica. We don't know what Krafton's going to say. And again, I always like to think the truth's a little bit in the middle.
Delayed on purpose? Krafton did not deliver Subnautica 2 on time because they made a deliberate internal choice to stall it, not because the game was behind schedule.
Yes, and as you can see at the top, it also said that they fabricated and used the manipulated September 2023 presentation, which was the one that was leaked, to justify and support Krafton's decision to delay the game. There's a lot to unpack here, but basically, what does this mean? It means that Krafton didn't want to pay, and so they deliberately manufactured this. But here's some more things that's interesting. There is a clause in the contract that does not allow Krafton to fire the heads of Subnautica without due cause. And guess what?
There was no due cause.
That's already something interesting. But another thing was that they had a marketing person involved with them, right? Krafton said, hey, we don't like this marketing person. We need to change them. Agreed, as long as the person is English and has experience with early access. Well,
English
guess
speaking.
What?
Specifically English speaking.
Correct.
They did not get someone who spoke English.
Not only that, and had no experience with early access games. You tell me that doesn't seem strange.
It's very strange. Why would you do that? Unless you are setting someone up for failure, you do not do that.
They are suing them, and what they want is to be reinstated, and they want the payouts to be as they said, and they want control of their game again, and to be able to do it the way they see fit. Now, people out there have said, hey, we don't believe Krafton, and the majority of people don't. But there are people out there who said, hey, the devs are woke. They've said X, Y, and Z. I'm going to push back on that and say, it doesn't matter. They made a great game with the first one. The second one, Below Zero, was not that great. And I've played it. I haven't finished it, and that's a testament to how much I didn't like it. Okay?
Below Zero should have remained a DLC. It should not have been a standalone game.
Correct. That's what it was meant to be, but it was not made that way. Now, again, I want to make very clear. The devs have said things, and you know what? That's fine. But you know what? As long as those politics don't come into the game, that's one thing. Now, people have said, hey, the character models look bad, and that means whatever. No, the character models have always looked bad. The first character from the first game, named Riley Robinson, literally has a mohawk that's pink and whatever. It's always been this case.
The characters have always had oddly proportioned features. It's partly why the game is first person.
Subnautica Below Zero did have some interesting choices with voicing and whatever, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was some influence there. But guess what?
What?
Even if that doesn't mean they deserve to have their game taken away from them. If this really is true, and this is what Krafton did to sabotage them, they absolutely do not deserve to have their game taken away. And all gamers, doesn't matter whether you agree with them, like them, whatever, all of them should be pushing back on this. We should all be saying, hey, this ain't going to fly. Because if this company can do this, this has happened so many times. We can't allow this to continue.
It's not okay.
And again, this was a 58-page document, so it's possible that I missed something. But again, I am following Charlie Cleveland on Twitter to keep up to date with this, but we'll keep you up to date as things progress. Subnautica is a game that I believe if you have not played the original Subnautica, you should.
If you have not played the first Subnautica game, what are you doing with your life?
If you are someone who doesn't even play video games, you need to play it. It is an experience. It is a game you will never forget. It is one of my top favorite games of all time. And if you play it, the first game, you will not be disappointed.
It is one of the best survival games I have ever played.
Share with your crew, escape life's hell. From spooky memes to advice obscure, here's your dark solace of humor as a cure.